Welcome to the boating adventure. It's Saturday the 13th of November 2021, and in today's vlog I would like to use it as an opportunity to address some of the issues that people have raised in the comments in past videos. So first of all, I need to take the swamp duck down to the water point where we'll have a look at one of the issues that people have raised. They do say that even the best laid plans of mice and men and all that. The water points are very busy at Sutton Chaney this morning. It's a very, very nice day, so I think the World and his wife has decided to come out on their boats today. It is November, and I guess it's one of the few opportunities there will be in the next few months. So I'm going to go to the next water point, which isn't until Bosworth. So it's quite a way, so I'm just going to leave the cameras rolling just for a little bit, because the trees are absolutely beautiful colours at the moment as they are changing and losing their leaves for the autumn.
Sometimes I can feel it coming, like a moving tide. Yeah. I pack my things and start running, 'cause I can face it on my own. But when you're by my side, I feel stronger. But your eyes make me forget it. Oh, 'cause they lighten up the sky. 'Cause when you're by my side, I feel stronger. No need to run, no need to hide, 'cause I made up my mind. It is you that I will follow, 'cause it is our time, yeah, and I won't wait till tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. I can't wait till tomorrow. No, wanna be by your side. No need to run or hide when I'm with you.
Okay, so one of the reasons I wanted to go to the water point this morning, apart from getting water that is, somebody asked me to demonstrate how I lift the engine. Because the mooring is so shallow at Sutton Cheney, if I left the engine down it would be really sitting in mud, and that wouldn't do the engine any good at all. So I always make sure that before I come into the mooring I tilt the engine. I've always done that ever since I got the boat, even when it was in a marina. But when I first bought the Swamp Duck, it actually wasn't possible to do it because of the position of the gas bottle. So that's why I had to attach a basket to put the gas bottles in on the exterior of the boat. So that enables me now to quite simply lift the engine out of the water. The lady that asked me said that she's searched the internet on YouTube and so forth and hasn't been able to find anything. Now I'm not sure that all engines like mine can be lifted out anyway. There are all sorts of restrictions to it, I suppose, like mine. You know, it wasn't possible to do it initially until I cleared a path for it. So it does depend if you can actually get to your engine, and I know some boats it's not possible to do that. But I will, when I get to the next water point and the water's reasonably deep, I will demonstrate how I actually do that. Then the other thing is something that I haven't actually done. I've talked about using mufflers on the engine to clear any detritus from the filters, but I don't think I've actually ever shown that on a video, just setting it up and doing it. So that's something else that I want to attend to, so hence I need to be at a water point to be able to do that one. And then somebody's asked me some time ago now about petrol and petrol stations, so that's something I want to include in this video, is a bit of a list of petrol stations on the Oxford Canal, the northern section, and the Ashby Canal. There is a slight problem now with the petrol stations in the fact that A, you have to find one, but B, when you found one, you've got the problem now of different petrol. So you've got unleaded, you've got E5 and E10, E10 being the newer standard fuel. So for a 1984 vintage engine, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to do a little video and explain how I'm going to try and work through that problem. So we're coming up to Bosworth and to the water points. Can't just see them yet, but I'm hoping that when we get there I will be able to get to the water point and use them. If not, I'm going to have to film the use of the muffler on the way back. First of all, to raise the engine, I have to press the black lever underneath the engine mount. I can now reach to the back of the engine and pull it towards me, and it will tilt the engine and bring it out of the water. Give it a bit of a shake just to get rid of any rubbish. There is a button on the left hand side of the engine which I now push inwards, and that keeps the engine in place. Then in order to lower the engine again, and just pull the button out and lower the engine by hand and put it back into the water. So in order to operate the outboard engine muffler flusher set, I first of all attach the hose pipe to the water point and then attach the other end to the muffler. Now if it's close to the bank, I can do this from the bank, or in this case I have to reach over from the back of the boat. Then it's just a matter of sliding the muffler onto the bottom of the engine so it covers both filters on either side. Then it's back to the water point. And turn the tap on. Now obviously if there's a really good pressure, then it's going to have a better effect on the engine. And I'll leave that running for about 3 or 4 minutes So if there's anything stuck in the filters or just inside the engine there, it will get flushed out and it will keep things clear. Then it's a matter of turning the tap off, then removing the muffler and lowering the engine once again. So the subject of petrol, obviously now that the government have introduced the petrol, the more modern petrol E10, that's a little bit of a problem for my ancient 1984 outboard engine. So I've talked to the engineer at the place that I have it serviced every year, and what he's suggesting is that I need to use an additive. So I've since taken some advice on this, and the additive that I'm going to use is this one. It's called Classic Valve Master Plus, and it's the only one that will deal with the problem of E10 petrol. So the idea is that you add a very small amount of this into the tank, and then that will help to clean the valves and things. And because the problem with the petrol is that E10 now has a much higher percentage of ethanol, and it's the ethanol that can cause damage to your engine. So this acts as a sort of neutralizer for that and helps to reduce the damage. Now this jerry can contains 20 litres of the new E10. Now I had to buy E10 because the last time I was out on the Swamp Duck, the nearest garage to me only stocked that. It was one of the sort of more lower cost garages which tend not to have the E5. If it was E5, I could just use that and there would be no problem. So I'm stuck with this whole tank of E10. So I do need to use this to correct the problems it might cause. So in order to prepare this fuel, first thing I need to do is to put the oil in, and it needs 400 millilitres of oil to the 20 litres of the petrol. So this makes a ratio of 50:1, which is the correct amount of oil to have in the mix. Right, now we have to use this Classic Valve Master Plus. Now this stuff is quite lethal, so you've got to be very careful with it. Don't get it anywhere near the rivers or the canals because it can cause a lot of damage to aquatic life. So the idea of this is to make it easy. You have to just squeeze the bottle and take it up to the marker, and I need 20 litres worth, which is that much, and then I simply pour that into here. It works out at 8 pence per litre, so it's taking your E10 petrol, which is slightly cheaper than the E5 anyway, and then adding another 8p, so it's probably taking it roughly to what the E5 petrol would cost you anyway. There's enough in here to do 12 jerry cans worth, so if I'm not using it all the time because I've found some proper E5, then this should last quite some time. The cost of it was $19.99 for this small bottle. So it's just a matter of popping that in there giving that a good shake round, putting that somewhere nice and secure. Okay, so I'm going to shake that up, and that should do it. So as well as dealing with the problem of the E5 and the E10, it also is a stabiliser so that you can keep your petrol for a lot longer, and it also is a lead replacement. So when you're storing this, you do need to keep it safe. You first of all need to keep it away from children, pets. Don't get it on your skin because it's a skin irritant, and certainly don't inhale it because it's quite lethal. So that needs to be firmly fixed on and kept away, locked away in a cupboard or something like that. Okay, and so to my list of petrol stations that I've been asked for. These are the petrol stations that I have used. These are on the Ashby Canal and parts of the Coventry Canal and the North Oxford Canal. The first one on the Ashby Canal is at Hinckley, and it's at Bridge 17, and it's LE10 0NB, and that was run by Apple Green. And when I went there, they only sold the E10 petrol. There was a small shop which seemed to be quite useful, but that was the only petrol that they actually had, and of course diesel. The second garage is again at Hinckley. It's a little bit further south, and you access that from Bridge 15. So from the towpath you go to Bridge 15 and then go to the right hand side to the next roundabout, cross over the road, and you'll see the petrol station. It's a BP one, and it's on the left hand side, and they sold all the different petrols and diesel, E5 and E10, and there was a useful small shop too. The next petrol station is on the Coventry Canal and the junction with the Oxford Canal at Hawkesbury Junction. I had to leave the boat at Sutton Stop Lock. There are some visitor moorings just past that. It's quite a way. It was almost a mile to the petrol station, and it was on Coventry Road at Exhall, and it was either a Tesco or an Esso. I'm not quite sure which it is now, but you will need the postcode to be able to find that one, and it was at CV79EU, and again it had a useful little shop. There was also a co-op shop very close to it. The petrol station at Rugby is definitely a Tesco's, as it is attached to the large Tesco's supermarket, which is only 5 minutes from the visitor moorings, where there are water points and also an L-sand disposal facility. So you just go downhill on the A426. The final garage that I have used on the Oxford Canal is at Napton on the Hill, and it's the Crossroads garage, and it's about 10 minutes from Bridge 110. Going the other way on the Coventry Canal towards Fazeley Junction, there are a couple of petrol stations that I have used. One is at Polesworth, and that's only about 2 or 3 minutes walk from the canal, and that's at Bridge 52. Now there was a little bit of a shop, but at the time they weren't allowing anybody in because of restrictions, and only serving people from a hatch, so I'm not quite sure what they did have on sale. And then the other one is at Fazeley Junction itself, and that's a Jet petrol station, and that's on the B5404, which is Watling Street, and you can almost see that one from the visitor moorings at Fazeley Junction. So these are the petrol stations that I've been using whilst the Swamp Dog has been based on the Ashby Canal. If I come across any more on my travels, I'll obviously add to them on a future vlog, and I hope that any information I've given you will be of use. If you're unsure, then I found that Google Maps is one of the best places to go. Well, there are 1 or 2 apps that you can download which will help you to find some of the petrol stations, but you do have to bear in mind that the apps tend to go for particular brands of petrol station. Last week we saw the conclusion of the COP26 meetings in Glasgow to do with climate change, and I did follow them closely to see what the implications might be for fuel for boating in particular. I couldn't see anything in the recommendations, and it looks as though they're not even going to phase out new vehicles generally until 2035. So I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that at the moment. This video is not due to go out until approximately the 12th of February 2022, so I hope by then that I might have done some travels elsewhere other than the UK, and we'll be able to bring some more exotic vlogs than of recent times. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please press the subscription button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen on your mobile phone or tablet, and please press the bell icon on the home page of the channel, and you'll be notified by YouTube each time I upload a new video. Please give us a thumbs up and make any comments below, as I do enjoy reading them and I will respond to each and every one of them. So thank you very much for watching, and do take care.